The crux of the matter isn't always the initial decision or the direction chosen. What truly matters is how you navigate the chosen path. Whether you turn right or left, the essence lies in your approach and conduct on that journey. A piece of wisdom that resonates deeply is the idea that God never steers a parked car. This emphasizes the importance of movement and action in our lives. God guides those in motion. The challenge for many of God's followers isn't finding direction, it's overcoming the inertia that keeps them stationary. The biblical mandate to Adam to cultivate, subdue the earth, and be fruitful wasn't accompanied by detailed instructions. It was a call to action with the assurance that God would be with him. Similarly, when we are instructed to go and make disciples, the directive isn't bogged down with specifics. The emphasis is on the action. Just go, and the promise is that God will provide the guidance along the way. The key message is to start moving, to engage actively with the tasks and opportunities before us, trusting that God will lead and walk alongside us in our journey. In every challenge, every hardship, every moment of uncertainty, we can hold fast to the unshakable truth: God's got this. His strength is made perfect in our weakness. His wisdom guides us through the darkest valleys, and His love carries us through the fiercest storms. With Him by our side, we need not fear, for His power is greater than any obstacle we may face. Believe in the power of God to bring victory in every battle, healing in every wound, and deliverance from every trial. Trust in His unfailing love, His unending grace, and His boundless mercy. For He who promised is faithful, and He will never leave you nor forsake you. So stand firm in your faith, knowing that the God who holds the universe in His hands is also holding you. Lift your eyes to the heavens, for your help comes from Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. With Him as your strength and your shield, you can face anything that comes your way. So fear not, for God is with you, and He will see you through. There is not a single moment of your life that escapes God's notice. Every triumph, every joy, every tear, He sees it all. Is there any challenge too great for Him? Absolutely not. Is there any pain He cannot heal? Not a chance. No matter what storm rages in your life, God is there, ready to bring His peace, His healing, His restoration. As His beloved children, we can rest assured that He knows our every need before we even speak it. From the depths of our struggle to the heights of our victories, He is intimately acquainted with every details of our lives. And there is no problem too big for Him to handle. In sickness, in financial struggle, in marital strife, He is the ultimate solution. With our eyes fixed firmly on Jesus, we can stand strong, knowing that He has overcome the world. Consistently remind yourself, God's got this. God is profoundly invested in you, actively shaping your life, surpassing any challenges, and aligning the right individuals and situations in your favor. It's this belief that allows God to accomplish remarkable feats. Ensure that you don't even begin your day without connecting with God. Reflect on whether God truly holds the paramount position in your life. Saying, "We are too busy for God" suggests He is not our utmost priority. Contemplate the blessings God has bestowed upon you and strive to live in a manner that honors Him. We often aim to prioritize God, yet sustaining this dedication can be tough amidst life's diversions. You may intend to pray and engage with Scripture each morning, only to have your plans disrupted by unexpected duties. Be aware that the devil seeks to thwart your attempts to place God first in your time, finances, and choices. There was a period when I attempted to squeeze God into my hectic agenda until I realized it made more sense to structure my routine around Him. Assess if you are merely trying to slot God in your packed life, or if you are genuinely willing to position Him at the forefront, adjusting other areas of your life to accommodate this. Christianity doesn't fully thrive when God is merely an additional aspect of our lives. He yearns to be at the core, not only on Sundays, but in every facet of our daily lives. While many recognize Jesus and go to church, not all genuinely prioritize Him. Nevertheless, God sees you as a priority, constantly bearing you in mind. The extent of His thoughts about us is vast. Embrace this deep truth and renew your commitment to making God the foundation of your existence, allowing His presence and guidance to mold each day, embracing God's guidance in daily living. Imagine this. You are faced with a challenge, a dream, or a seemingly insurmountable obstacle. You might feel overwhelmed, questioning whether your prayers will be answered. But let me tell you, my friend, faith is the key that unlocks the door of miracles. In a world where doubts and uncertainties often cloud our minds, it's essential to remember that God is still working in our lives. Even when things seem impossible or hope feels distant, it's crucial to believe and trust in His divine plan. So, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Once upon a time in a distant land, there lived a man named Abraham. He was chosen by God to be a father of a great nation. Despite his old age, Abraham and his wife Sarah had no children. Doubt and disappointment filled their hearts, but they held on to their faith. Years passed and their belief remained unshaken. In their old age, God blessed Abraham and Sarah with a son named Isaac. This miracle served as a reminder that God is always at work, even when circumstances seem impossible. Generations later, the descendants of Abraham found themselves enslaved in Egypt. Their cries for liberation reached the heaven, and God raised up Moses to lead them to freedom. Through incredible signs and wonders, God displayed His power, parting the Red Sea and guiding His people to safety. The Israelites witnessed firsthand that God is still working, even in the darkest of times. As the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness, they faced numerous challenges. Hunger and thirst threatened their faith, but God provided manna from heaven and water from the earth. These miraculous provisions served as a testament that God is still working, even in the midst of scarcity. When they finally reached the promised land, the Israelites encountered mighty nations that seemed impossible to conquer. Yet, with faith in their hearts, they marched forward. Time and again, God fought on their behalf, bringing down walls and delivering victory. These triumphs revealed that God is still working, even when the odds are stacked against us. Centuries later, a humble carpenter named Jesus was born. He grew up to be a teacher, healer, and a son of God. Through his ministry, Jesus performed extraordinary miracles, restoring sight to the blind, healing the sick, and even raising the dead. These remarkable acts of compassion demonstrated that God is still working, even in the face of human suffering. Despite his goodness, Jesus was unjustly crucified. His followers were devastated and felt their faith waver. However, on the third day, Jesus rose from the dead, conquering death itself. This miraculous event proved that God is still working, even in the depths of despair.